Good morning, it's day 2 at Xenia, Ohio, the Hamvention. I'm joined by Andy from the SDRPlay stand. Morning, Andy.
Hiya, how you doing, Chris?
How was day 1?
Yeah, it was very busy, very busy. We were inundated with questions all the time, so yeah, it was just great. Yeah.
Excellent. Now, I believe there's been some things that have moved on a little bit with the SDRPlay and the SDRUno software. So we've got a few things. Maybe you can tell us about what's in the latest version, then we'll move on and look at the new things coming along.
Sure. So in the recent few weeks, we've introduced scanning to SDRUno. This was a long time coming, and we took quite some time to get it right, and we've done some tweaks to that as well. So now we think we've got a pretty decent scanner. The feedback that we've had from people that use it have really enjoyed it, and we'll still evolve it over time and improve it. But I think it's been a really great addition.
Yeah, I got to say, I downloaded it as soon as it came. I use it and I think it's fantastic. So, and I think you can, from what I've seen of it, you can either scan a range of frequencies or you can scan spot frequencies.
That's right. So you can set up your own custom preset scans, or you can select ones that are already in there. Like we've got like the air band or marine band, and yeah, just press it and go, and then just sit and watch it. It does an airband scan in about 2 seconds, and then the second mode is that you can then scan the memory panel. Yeah. So you can either have a list of frequencies that you've created, or even a list of frequencies that the scanner has also created.
Yeah, I'm going to say I like that feature. So you kind of set it going to go and find the frequencies where things are happening, and then it'll set it by itself, yeah, memories, and you go back and just scan those. So I really like that.
And then if there are frequencies that you don't want to stop on, we have a lockout feature, so you can just ignore them and carry on.
Yeah, so no, that's really good.
It's been a great addition, and we've had a lot of great feedback on that.
That's great. So is there anything else in the latest version that you want to talk about?
We've made some improvements. We're sort of using the low AF mode a lot more. I think it's an easier mode to use. You don't have the 0 AF DC spike to worry about, and most of the bands that people look at are, they're not bigger than 2 megahertz wide, so it just seems to be more of a natural mode to start with. But we've got a lot of improvements to come on that, and some other features as well.
Sure. Now, it's been a year since you released the RSP Duo, and I think you were saying to me earlier that we've got some exciting new software coming out shortly, which will really utilise that hardware.
Yeah. So the neat thing with the RSP Duo is, of course, you've got the dual tuner and they're time and phase synchronous. So we produced an API for people to use to do some things like diversity, noise cancelling, direction finding software, which some people have gone and done. But we always knew that we had to really incorporate that into SDRUno. And so the first version of Uno to support that fully will be out in a couple of weeks' time, and that's 1.32, and we have a version of that here running the demonstration of that.
Okay, cool. We'll have a look at that in a second. Okay, so we'll just move the camera around just so we can see the screen. So Andy, so we're now looking at this new version that's just coming out in a few weeks' time. Can you perhaps talk us through some of the new features then?
Yeah, so I don't know how well this is going to work, because off-air signals are difficult to show this working very well, but basically in single tuner mode, what we can do here is see the signal on both tuner 1 and tuner 2.
And this is on the RSP Duo.
Yeah. And we've got 2 FM antennas spaced about 1 meter apart. And then when we move into diversity mode, so now we're in diversity mode, we've got dual gain control here in the main window, and we've also got this circle over here, which is showing the phase and amplitude relative between the two streams. And we have two modes. So the first mode is an automatic mode, and what this is doing is constantly measuring the amplitude and phase difference between the two streams, and is showing the optimum values to give you the best SNR. Okay,
so diversity is all about getting the best possible signal based on having multiple, or in this case two aerials.
Yeah, so we've got two identical inputs, just spaced slightly apart, and the basically diversity what diversity gives you is that when you combine the signal, you get an increase of 6 dB. But when you combine the noise for the two tuners, because they're uncorrelated, it only increases by 3 dB. So you get a net 3 dB improvement in the signal to noise. It is somewhat difficult to show it with an off-air demonstration in this environment. And really, diversity really comes into its own in a mobile environment where you've got a moving,
very dynamic.
Dynamic signal environment. If you monitored the two independent tuners and then the combination, and then ideally the software would select between to give you the optimum signal to noise ratio out of those three different options. So we have it running currently in automatic mode. But if I turn off automatic mode, I now can select any phase and amplitude combination around this circle, so I can manually sort of move around until I get the highest SNR.
So essentially what you're doing is you're adjusting the setup to try and look at the numbers, seeing which is the kind of showing you the best signal, and then you can start to.
So really, what you want to do is keep looking at the SNR number and see how that changes with a different phase angle, with a different phase value, and then when you've got the best SNR you can get, you can then increase the amplitude and see if that can give you an increase in SNR, and then the acid test to see if we've got the right value is that if you go 180 degrees away from where you are, you should then be able to cancel the signal out. And it's what we're going to be doing is we're going to be putting out some videos with this from the we've got a signal generator demo that shows this in a much clearer way.
Kind of, that'll be useful.
Explain to people exactly what's going on and how it can be beneficial to them.
Yeah, and I can see it can be a real benefit in certain situations. Absolutely. So that's a diversity we know you've been talking about for a while now, which is great, and it's here, or it's be here very soon. Anything else that's new coming out in this new version? Yeah,
so in a couple of weeks' time we'll have the diversity version out with some bug fixes and some other improvements, and then the version after that is going to be a big change. We've got a plug-in environment coming, so people can create their own demodulators and decoders to fit inside Uno and take the full advantage of the power of SDRUno. And we're also going to be adding remote server client support within SDRUno, and the server can be any platform, so it'll be any platform to SDRUno. And we're also going to be adding some features to make it a bit easier for people to use, to just pick up and run, with still maintaining some of the power behind SDRUno for some of the power users.
Yeah, because I guess you've got people that really want to push it as far as they can and want to use every new feature there is, but then you've also got to remember people that just beginners that want to just be able to listen to the basics.
That's right. I mean, we have a complete cross-section of people. Some people just want to put a frequency in and press play. Other people really want to tune and tweak SDRUno to get what they consider to be the most optimum performance out of it. And it's kind of getting that balance right between the two sets of community. And then once that version's out, then we're going to be the drive is to go towards cross-platform.
So that's what Linux, Mac, that sort of thing.
Linux and Mac and Windows. That's the plan.
So it'll be SDRUno looking the same across the...
It'll be a uniform look across them, they'll all operate. Every version of Uno that we've done to date has had a change to make that possible.
Okay.
It's been a Windows development for so many years, so it's had a lot of things like the registry embedded in there, an OmniRig, and as we go cross-platform, so each version towards cross-platform, we've moved it more compatible to be compiled on other platforms.
And I'm guessing you're going to have Mike, who's here today. We saw Mike a couple of years ago to do videos and things to help people to learn and that sort of thing.
Yeah, so Mike will be doing a lot of usability videos for people. I think Steve will be doing some as well, and he'll probably unfortunately hear my voice on a few of them.
That'd be good.
So we just try and do a bit of a mix of different aspects of it.
And it's still got that community. I know there's the Facebook group there and the real community around the products and the and things that are going on.
Yeah, we've got the forum on the website has really gained quite a pace recently. There's a lot of good questions and help from the community helping itself really on there, as well as obviously the Facebook groups, which have been such a valuable resource for people and for us to kind of keep touch with people's views, and we always like to hear how people are using the software and future enhancements that they'd like to see. We can't always guarantee that they'll be in there, but we certainly listen and we certainly read all the comments and feedback that we get.
Fantastic. So, Andy, if people want more information, where would they go?
Go to our website, SDRPlay.com. Up on the top right hand corner you'll see contact links. John Hudson does a great blog on there as well. He keeps everybody up to date with everything that's going on. There's links to reviews, and don't take our word for it. Go to eham.net. There's some great reviews on there. So yeah, there's just the easiest way to contact us is just sdrplay.com.
Brilliant. Andy, thanks again. Have a great show, and hopefully we'll get a bit later on for you. We'll see.
Okay, yeah, very good. Thanks.
Thank you. Cheers.